Hi, welcome to the quiz. You can answer along on quizalto.com, all for free. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started, good luck. What does the S3 getObject tagging request retrieve? Lifecycle rule settings applied to an S3 object. User-defined metadata tags associated with an S3 object. Server-side encryption configuration for an S3 object. Object versioning status for a specific object. The getObject tagging request retrieves user-defined key-value pairs associated with an S3 object, providing a flexible way to categorize and manage objects. What is the maximum key size for an object in Amazon S3? 256 bytes. 1024 bytes. 512 bytes. 2048 bytes. The maximum key size for an object stored in Amazon S3 is 1024 bytes, allowing for descriptive and meaningful naming of objects. Which Amazon S3 feature allows keeping data in a bucket private by default, requiring explicit permissions to share objects? Bucket policies and ACLs. Object lock. Cross-region replication. Versioning. Amazon S3 bucket policies and access control lists allow keeping data private by default, ensuring that only authorized users can access or modify objects. Which Amazon S3 storage class is designed for data that is accessed infrequently but requires rapid access when needed? Intelligent tiering. Glacier. Standard IA. One-zone IA. The standard IA storage class in Amazon S3 is cost-effective for data that is infrequently accessed but requires low-latency access when needed. Which encryption option in Amazon S3 uses server-side encryption with keys managed by AWS? Client-side encryption. SSE Key Management Service. SSE, S3. SSEC. SSE, S3 automatically encrypts objects with keys managed by AWS, simplifying key management and ensuring data security. Which Amazon S3 storage class is designed for data that is accessed less frequently, but requires rapid access when needed? Intelligent tiering. Standard IA. Glacier. One-zone IA. Amazon S3 One-Zone IA storage class is suitable for data that is infrequently accessed but requires fast access when needed, at lower costs compared to standard storage class. What does Amazon S3 Bucket Lifecycle Management allow you to do? Provides real-time data analytics capabilities for S3 buckets. Enforces object-level versioning by default. Automate actions on S3 objects based on user-defined rules, such as transitioning to a different storage class or initiating deletion. Grants fine-grained access control permissions for users and groups. S3 Bucket Lifecycle allows you to define automated rules for managing objects within a bucket. These rules can trigger actions like transitioning to a cheaper storage class after a certain period or deleting objects after expiration. What does ACL stand for in the context of Amazon S3? Access Control List. Access Caching Layer. Automated Control Layer. Amazon Certification List. ACL in Amazon S3 is used to manage access permissions for buckets and objects, specifying which AWS accounts or groups have access. What feature of Amazon S3 can be used to enforce compliance controls and auditing? Lifecycle policies. Cross-region replication. Versioning. Object lock. Amazon S3 Object Lock helps enforce compliance by preventing objects from being deleted or overwritten for a specified retention period. What does the S3 Get Object ACL request retrieve? Lifecycle rule settings for an S3 object. Object versioning status. Encryption configuration for an S3 object. Access control list permissions for an S3 bucket. The Get Object ACL request retrieves the access control list associated with an S3 object, specifying who can access it and what actions they can perform. What does the S3 versioning feature allow you to do? Maintain multiple versions of the same object. Encrypt data at rest. Control access permissions for specific objects. Set object lifecycle rules. S3 versioning automatically maintains a history of all object versions uploaded, allowing you to roll back to previous versions if needed. What is the primary function of Amazon S3 Glacier Deep Archive Storage class? Offers the lowest storage costs for rarely accessed data archives. Enables server-side encryption with customer keys. Enforces object-level versioning by default. Provides high availability and fast retrieval speeds for frequently accessed data. S3 Glacier Deep Archive is designed for extremely low-cost storage of rarely accessed data archives, ideal for long-term backups and disaster recovery. Which AWS service can be used to automatically trigger actions in response to events in Amazon S3? Amazon SQS. Amazon RDS. AWS Lambda. Amazon EC2. AWS Lambda allows serverless execution of code in response to events in Amazon S3, enabling automation of workflows and processes. What does Amazon S3 Select allow you to query data directly from S3 objects without needing to download the entire object first? All data formats supported by S3. Only the latest version of an object. Specific file formats only, like CSV. Only encrypted objects. S3 Select is a powerful feature that enables querying data stored in S3 objects in standard file formats like CSV, JSON, and Avro, without requiring a full object download. Which Amazon S3 storage class is designed for data that is not frequently accessed and can tolerate longer retrieval times? Intelligent tiering. Glacier. 1 Zone IA. Standard IA. Amazon S3 Glacier storage class is ideal for data archival where data retrieval times of several hours are acceptable, offering cost-effective long-term storage. What does the S3 encryption client-side library perform? Manages access control lists for S3 buckets. Provides serverless compute functionality for data processing. Encrypts data at rest within S3 objects. Encrypts data in transit between your application and S3. The S3 encryption client-side library is used to encrypt data locally on your client machine before uploading it to S3, ensuring data privacy in transit. What lifecycle rule action can be used to automatically transition inactive data to a lower-cost storage class? Restore from Glacier. Initiate replication. Set object tagging. Delete. S3 lifecycle rules allow automatic transition of inactive data to a cheaper storage class like S3 Glacier or S3 Intelligent Tiering to optimize costs. Which Amazon S3 storage class is designed for long-term data archiving that can tolerate slower access times? Glacier. Standard IA. One Zone IA. Intelligent Tiering. Amazon S3 Glacier is suitable for data archiving and backup that require low-cost storage and can tolerate retrieval times of several hours. What security feature does Amazon S3 Signature version 4 provide? Automatic object versioning by default. Encryption of data in transit using TLS. Simplified object lifecycle management. Enhanced protection against unauthorized access to S3 objects. SigV4 is an enhanced security feature that improves protection against unauthorized access to S3 objects by adding additional signing requirements for API requests. What does Amazon S3 Analytics provide? Real-time data streaming capabilities from S3 objects. Serverless compute functionality for data processing. Automated object versioning management. Detailed insights into request patterns and storage usage for S3 buckets. S3 Analytics delivers comprehensive metrics on S3 bucket usage, including request statistics, storage usage, and object access patterns. What is the purpose of Amazon S3 Object Lock? Control access permissions for S3 buckets. Prevent accidental deletion of objects for a specified time period. Enable object versioning by default. Automatically encrypt data at rest. S3 Object Lock adds an extra layer of protection by preventing objects from being deleted or overwritten for a set retention period. What is the recommended approach for uploading very large files to S3? Single object upload. S3 Select. Multi-part upload. S3 Transfer Acceleration. Multi-part upload allows efficient upload of large files by dividing them into smaller parts, improving reliability and performance. What is the pricing model for Amazon S3? Annual subscription. Hourly billing. Flat rate. Pay as you go. Amazon S3 follows a pay-as-you-go pricing model, where customers pay for the storage and data transfer they use without upfront costs or long-term commitments. What feature of Amazon S3 enables automatic replication of objects across different AWS accounts? Bucket replication. Versioning. Object replication. Cross-region replication. Amazon S3 cross-region replication allows automatic replication of objects across different AWS accounts and regions for redundancy and compliance. What is the minimum file size that can be stored in Amazon S3? 500 bytes. 0 bytes. 1 kilobyte. 10 bytes. Amazon S3 can store files as small as 0 bytes, allowing for flexibility in storing various types of data. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and, if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.